bit about one of the acronyms, SAFE, S-A-F-E. So you know that when you're practicing and learning with arm bridge, Tai Chi, you know that you're going to feel safe. There's nothing that's going to happen where you're going to get hurt or something that's going to be problematic because everything we do, we're going in the direction of training internal system. And again, we have lots of acronyms, but in many ways, they all relate and they all coexist to work in harmony. Of course, some acronyms specifically target different areas of IST to make an emphasis. But in reality, once you understand them, you will clearly see the relationship that they're all connected. And in the bigger picture, they're just pieces of the bigger picture in its totality. So let's take the acronym SAFE, S-A-F-E. So when we're practicing solo or two-person drills online or in person, it's very important to develop this opening. And this opening is not so much you just having that word in your mind or oh, I just need to relax and I'm open. No. Opening has very specific criteria of how you need to open internally. And of course, we talked a lot about the other acronym that relates to, opening, which is JFM, joints, fascia, and muscle. In the beginning, you're going to tell yourself, okay, I need to do JFM. And that's okay. But through the passage of time, through the consistency of your own schedule and how you get into this, training rhythm and program, it will know how to apply JFM constantly. You won't have to think about it. And JFM will know what to do internally of how it helps you. Okay. In the beginning, there's always struggle with it because you're going through these transitions and you're learning to unlearn how your body and mind deals with energy, right? And for the general masses, how they deal with energy, incoming energy, or whether solo energy is with, reflexes of stiffness, too much clutter mind, the posture is not correct. So as a result, your opening becomes not regularly and normal. But through the practice of IST, you will learn to open internally. And that feeling of openness internally is one that you'll feel this energy constantly moving. You feel this energy has no separation. I mean, just yesterday, we're doing all these drills. I say, hey, you're sputtering. The energy is not moving. It's because the opening still has some leaking energy. The opening still has too much process and thinking. But that's okay. That's why we train. That's why we practice. But then once you taste what is opening and you can manufacture it on your own, that opening becomes a feeling that becomes constant. Because now you're doing it in your form. Now you're doing it in the meditation walking. And now you're doing it in two-person drill. You just know how to pick up the drills. You're not doing it fast. It's because you're not learning it fast. It's because you develop the nuts and the bolts. You develop the ingredients, the foundation to stay open. And when you stay open, when that more and more drills become more and more familiar, more and more drills, now you know how to explain it. that's when you start to realize, oh, I need to stay open. Because without open, you're just going to tense up. You're going to think about it too much. So opening is not as simple as just telling yourself. It's very specific criteria like joints, fascia, muscle, a sense of trust, a sense of, okay, there's something greater out there that is, I don't know, teach me, be open-minded. uh, your intelligence is not going to get you there. Your wit is not going to get you there. That's only going to make it seem like You're going to outsmart what being open is. When you're really open, what you're doing is that you're connecting with nature. You're connecting with something out there that is, okay, you know more than me. What do I need to do to connect with you and work in harmony with you? So don't allow intelligence to get into the way. Don't allow shortcuts to get into the way. Don't allow your mind playing games with you to get into the way of being open. Being open means that I'm here, you know more than me, I'm willing to learn, teach me. Once you do that, the feeling of openness will change in how you connect with it and how you can make it more of a constant, something that you have regularly. Once you have that, you get into the next phase. And again, it's not any chronological order. It's just an acronym that are qualities of the big puzzle, that these little pieces. Then you need to accept. Okay. Only by accepting it that you start to receive this information. Only by accepting it, you start to realize, hey, this feeling is different than the other one. How come I can do it right now, right? Because you learn to receive it. A lot of times we think we know more than what we really don't know. And as a result, we stop receiving, right? We stop receiving. Um, we've had students come to the class. I've been to other classes, and a case example of last year, two practitioners went to visit S.A.F.E Chen, and they have experience, and they've heard about, through different people, that there's this teacher named S.A.F.E Chen that really understands song. So they have anywhere between, decades of experience. When they go there, uh, this I don't think I want to learn from this teacher. All he's doing is just swinging his arms and smiling, and before you know it, they go learn from somewhere else. So what I'm trying to allude to is that just because it doesn't look very fancy, it doesn't look like he's doing something very impressive. Oh, I'm gonna go find somebody else. Right in front of you, you have something that's very special. But if your mind is convoluted and you're not seeing what's in front of you, you won't know how to receive. So receiving is something that is, the ego cannot get into the way. Because if I know you have something, and your credibility is such that, right, that if you tell me to stand there, I got to stand there. That's what you want me to do, right? That's the receiving. If you want me to say, well, I want you to do this for 20 minutes and do it nonstop, then you got to just do that. That's receiving. That's very important. So once you know how to surrender, you know how to receive and just trust in this process because you're learning from this person, then things begin to flow a lot better. And when things begin to flow a lot better, you'll know because you're not as stuck. You feel the energy moving, and that's very real. The energy flow in the IST is very, very real. I say it because that's my own experience. I didn't have it before. I didn't understand it. Or you hear that, oh, it's type of chi energy. It's a type of something that is internal, but that's just intellectual. But then once you understand it and you feel it and you can verify it in a two-person drill, then you know that, hey, something is there. And then when that happens, not only will you be more open, you're constantly receiving, you feel the flow. Now you have more and more internal balance. Your equilibrium becomes much more stable. You don't run away no more from the energy, but you don't even challenge it because you know that's not the right thing to do. You're just constantly receiving, because in the strategy and in the thinking and the teaching of IST, when somebody is coming in at you, that person is always at a deficit, because now you know that with your song, with your routine, you have their center already. Now it's just a matter of, if you're more song in a high level, that person is already in trouble. Now, again, we're doing this not for competitive reasons. We're doing it so that when we do the form and we practice ourselves, we know how to find the internal balance. Because without that, you won't have song, tong, and hong, which is what people use to encapsulate in this nutshell of IST. Song, tong, hong. And once you become more empty, that means that you have your internal balance. You're not struggling with leaking energy. You're not struggling with dealing with this incoming force. You're not struggling with the monkey mind, keep going to different places when you practice. All those things, play a role in the transition. So with the acronym of SAFE, it means quite a bit. It means a lot of things. Is it related to the 5 R's? Absolutely. Is it related to PEA, proper energy alignment? Absolutely. Is it related to the SABRE, the new acronym I came up for meditation walking? Also, absolutely. So those are all things related to what we do here at, Arm Bridge Tai Chi. And again, talking about safe, when you look at that word, then it represents a lot of those qualities. Okay, so that's on the uh, short discussion, short lecture on SAFE, the acronym. Okay, so